Start from the front. We got a propane water heater, propane stove, and a propane heater in them. I got the barbecue pit and the little stove right here. It runs off of the propane also. And I got going up here, I got that little deck, little table, like kind of need to be clean. Look like I just come here and scrub it. And use it to clean the fish. Use it for a workbench, or whenever we cooking something outside, we don't want to smell up inside the cabin too much. We come cook it out here. And underneath there, I got a little bench right there. That's for I got a couple of little 7-gallon water tanks that we bring potable water out here with. We're gonna get back to the water stuff here shortly on everything on the water. But I have two 7-gallon cans that I bring back and forth for potable water. And I got a little steering station right here with a rudder in the front, a little hydraulic steering. What I'm looking with doing that is that I'm looking to take that rudder off the front, and I'm gonna make me some quick connects on the second steering on my main boat right there. That whenever I'm moving a houseboat, I can just plug in a quick connect for the hydraulic steering and, you know, steer it off the engine in the back instead of just the rudder, so I can have a little bit more control of this thing. You know, the rudder in the front works fine, but when I get in the tight pinch, I got to run back there on the boat and steer with the boat to get it back in order and get back straight to where we're going at. But it still works pretty good. So we're sitting up here in the front, moseying along and sipping on a cup of coffee or cold drink and enjoying the view. It's real nice. And whenever I really feel like cooking up some real good barbecue without the propane stuff, I got my charcoal grill, my charcoal pit. That thing cook up some chicken legs real good, huh? Hamburgers, regular ribs. I ain't cooked no steak on it yet. I think it's time I need to cook the steak on that thing. And well, I got the, you know, our main boat pushed up on the side right here. That's where I tie off at against the little rubber bumpers and stuff. But there's our little seating chairs and stuff, and Captain D's fishing chairs, little bench. Back here in the back, I got my 2 generators. One on the 3500 and the other little 4500. And I use the 4500 whenever I got to run the battery charger and the air conditioner at the same time, and the little 3500 if I'm just running the air conditioner or everything else except for the battery charger. I run it. And I got going on right here, that's my water maker. What I do is I take the water out the bayou like that. Let me get on this side. Got a little pump right there, pump the water into the tank. And as I'm pumping into the tank, I mix me a little bit of aluminum sulfite, which is the same thing that they sell you for survival stuff. That little packets that you mix in your water, you put that in the bag to clean your water up, that they want to sell you for crazy money. It's aluminum sulfite, and you can buy a big bag for $5 or $15. I don't remember. It's not much, but it's a lot cheaper than them little packets that give you those survival things. And I got that pump is used to fill up my water tank, and it's also used my water hose for whenever I want to wash things down on the deck and everything. So, well, after I get the aluminum sulfite in there and all mixed up real good, I take and let it settle down for a little while. After it settles down, I take and run through these. I got a little drain out here, like drain that goes down to the bottom of the tank. when I open that valve, it sucks out all the mud and gets the mud out that's settled to the bottom. And I have this pump right here. It's a little bit off the bottom on the other side. And I pump it from there, and I come through my filter system. And from my filter system, I got a little UV light right here. And through there, my water hose, and from my water hose, I go into my little holding tank right there. But lately, instead of using my UV light, I've been using a little bit of bleach to disinfect the water in our holding tank, just to make sure it's good and clean. But it's definitely clean water in there. Not an issue one with it. That's my our water system. That's how we take showers and wash dishes with. There's water we get out of this tank right here. And back here on each side on the back, I have my anchors. One on each side that they drop down and they fold up. And once we're in the moon position, they fold up out the way. And when we get to where we're going, we just undo the rope off the cleat and drop it down, and we all set. But I also have a regular style anchor that I drop off the front just to help hold it in place when we're not around. Got the old Tucker dog around here fussing. Got a little cucumber plant trying to grow. Maybe we might get us some fall cucumbers. You never know. Alright. Come and Tucker. And we got going on here is our little sleeping area. And what I did for, we got a cabin on this side, one on that side for Captain D. And all that is regular kitchen cabinets that I took and used to put our clothes in for some storage area. And under the bed, there's a whole bunch of storage under the bed. And right here, behind all this junk I got a CD player I need to get a shelf for and put in place. But anyhow, my water heater's underneath that. So, using a cover for the water heater as an end table. And on the other side, for these end table, that's where they got the little central heat at. And the way I got that central heat plumbed in, you know, the air comes out right there. And it's got to go all the way through into up here into the bathroom. And in the bathroom, they got under my sink in there, there's an opening where the air has to go back down through the center pontoon. It goes through the center pontoon back up to the front and come out the front under the bed. I got a little opening for to suck the air back through. And that's how I get my circulation. And in the wintertime when it's real cold, it helps keep the water pipes and stuff I got down there from freezing, so it keeps that pontoon kind of warm. And also we got a little mini split that are a little 9,000 BTU mini split that has a heater on it, so we can use that for a heater, or we can use that for a heater. D rather that, because she says the other heater kind of dries the air out too much for her. And I got a little television and speakers for the radio. That way when they're laying around being lazy, or if it's raining outside and ain't nothing else to do. And on the wall, I got my fishing pole rack and my little map for the waters around here. I don't really use it, but it's a nice little decoration piece. Instead of having a full-size refrigerator, we got, I guess you can call it, one of those apartment-style refrigerators, which works really good for us. Except for when somebody forgets to turn the air conditioner off when we leave, and it gets real cloudy, and gets a bunch of rain for a few days. Well, the battery didn't keep up, so I got here today to a refrigerator that had a bunch of spoiled stuff in it. And took the whole day cleaning that thing out to get it everything back right with it. Well, anyhow, lesson learned: when you leave, make sure the air conditioner's off, because the battery system is only 400 amp hours that it has, and rainy days, air conditioning ain't gonna burn up them batteries. There's no doubt about it. And up here we got a little microwave if I won't be feeling lazy to warm up a TV dinner or something. And we got a storage in here, plus my charge controllers for our solar system. And on the roof, I have 16 of the 100-watt solar panels. That's charging everything up, and under the stove, I got 4 of the 100 amp hour batteries, tied together for my system. And what I'm controlling all that with is my little control center right here. You see that the batteries are almost at 100% with just the refrigerator running, and that's up here on the top. That's where the generator is. If I'm running off the generator, I got a little selector switch. When I put it on that switch right there, it gives a generator about 30-45 seconds to do what it's got to do. And this little box right here's got an automatic switch in it that turns off the power from the solar system and powers it through the generator. And when I turn it back off, the little switch right there automatically turns that off and turns the solar power back on to run everything in here. And we got just a little 3-burner stove that about all we need to cook. Don't do a whole lot of cooking, good bit of cooking. Regular old kitchen countertop from Lowe's that I use. The only thing I had to do when I put the stove in, I had to kind of modify everything to make all that fit. But which turned out pretty good anyhow, because it was a good place to put my batteries for the solar system, when they're out the way. And the batteries, they work off of Bluetooth, so I can monitor batteries off on my phone, so I don't have to worry about getting in there and checking them all the time. I can do it right off my phone. Plus, I have this little gauge right here that when it's blinking, that tells me everything that the battery is doing, how much it's charged, how much amperage it's got coming in, how much amperage it's got going out, how long the battery's going to last, and all that good stuff. For important stuff. There's a little Keurig for making a little coffee. D got an ice maker. D got to have an ice, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And a blender for when we want to make some beverages and stuff, or processed stuff. And down the bottom, I just got knives and regular little knick-knack stuff that we use. And whenever I want some real coffee, I got a real coffee maker down there that I just throw on top of that stove. And let me tell you, that's the best coffee. Keurig is fast and hard, but that percolator coffee on top of that stove, that's the way to go. This wall got another rod and reel rack. And my pet alligator. I've been having my pet alligator for a while. And a little decoration. And we got a little small dinette with 2 chairs. That's all we need for me and Captain Dean. And since Isaiah's with us now, he's got to sleep on a little jackknife sofa. So he got his little sheet on there, cover, making a little bed up. It folds out to a nice little bed for him. And it kind of fits him perfect. And whenever we decide we're ready to get showered up or need the restroom, and here we got a little towel rack, and turn some light on here. We got just a regular old RV camper with a shower head that works pretty good. A little bit tight. And I got the commode in the corner. And for the bathroom sink, what I used on it, that's just a regular, another kitchen cabinet that goes above the countertops that I took and I flipped it over, and it made perfect little base for the bathroom lavatory. And it's got a little storage on the inside for the, put the towels and all that stuff in there, which works out real good for us. So makes it a little tight when we're sitting right there though, but that's no big deal. Well lit in here. And for the toilet, I got a whole separate pump right here. We use the water out the bayou to operate the commode there, the toilet right there. So we don't have to use the fresh water out the holding tank. And we do have a holding tank for the black and the gray. And it's a 45 gallons on each side. So it lasts a long time. And when it comes time to clean them out, I have a little pump that I just pump them into some drums and bring them to a place and empty the drums, and that's all good to go. That's done. Well, there we go. That's all. Pretty much our little home away from home. Oh yeah, and, we do have I took got us a Keurig there. And those things work. If you ever want a good filter, get you a Keurig with not it's called Keurig. Listen to me, that's not a Keurig. That's a Berkeley. It's a Berkeley water filter system, and they do work. You'd be surprised at the difference on how well that water tastes. You'll notice the difference at your house. I promise you. And once you start using it, you won't want to use nothing else to cook with or make your coffee with. Got a regular old boat radio, and I got a gauge up there. That's for my holding tank to tell me how much water I have in it. And it looks like I've been using a little bit of water in it. There we go. Yeah, I think that's about what we got going on. And also what I put in the holding tank for the fresh water. I use a little bit of that stuff sometimes, but most of the time it's just regular household bleach. But I'm not using the UV light, and because since we only use it for showers and washing dishes, a little household bleach ain't gonna hurt or nothing. Just to double make sure we ain't got no kind of bacteria getting in there of any kind of shape or form. But there you go, guys. A little home away from home. That's the best thing I ever built right here. Can't think of anything else. Well, the boat to get back and forth was also a good thing that I built, but this houseboat was the best thing. It ain't very big, but it's just right for me and Captain D. And of course, it took a dog and Isaiah. Anyhow, guys. I'm going to show y'all that here shortly on the reason why we haven't had videos in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to get back on top of it again. Hopefully we ain't gonna have no more stuff come up that's going to stop us from making the videos, because I really enjoy making the videos. Yeah, it's real nice. And all y'all guys that follow me real close and everything, I really appreciate y'all. And the comments and everything, it really is nice. I really appreciate all that stuff you do for us. Anyhow, well, I'm going to get on out of here. I need to go pick up the boat, and I got a bunch of garbage from the refrigerator to throw out. And I need to head on back home and get everything situated over there and see when old Captain D's going to be ready to come back out. Thanks for coming along, guys, and we'll see y'all soon, hopefully.